Hello traders, welcome back to the channel. This is Vishal and you're watching weekly sectoral analysis. Now I'll be starting this video with Nifty futures obviously, but there has been a lot of change in the sectoral indices recently in the last week, and the way the entire market is behaving is changing slowly and steadily. So if you want to benefit from this video and understand which stock or which sectoral indices will be performing on the positive side or on the negative side, you will have to watch the video till the end. Okay, let's start first with the Nifty futures. If we have a look in the weekly time frame charts, we can clearly see that the trend is up because the prices are trading above both of the moving averages. In Nifty futures daily time frame chart, we can see that the trend is flattish because the prices are consolidating. The trend is sideways basically. But there are no negative candles. In fact, I would say that this is the first candle which is a hammer. This is the second hammer. This is a sort of not exactly a high wave candle, but it looks like one. And this is a candle which is a sort of a hammer which has been taking support from this 23.6% Fibonacci extension. Now, many people are speaking about that the market will come down, it will retrace. According to me, if it closes below 17,600 on a closing basis level, then maybe a retracement of 50 points to maybe even 100 points till 17,500 is possible. More than that, as of now, doesn't look evident. This is what I had shared in my previous Nifty and Bank Nifty short-term view also. So the biasness is slightly on the upside. Now, if you look in the weekly time frame chart, there is a big band over here. You can see the blue colored band, which is from 18,200, 205 till 17,886. This is a resistance band. All right. This is a resistance band, and it is not going to be easy for the price to surpass this resistance in just one go. And the reason for that is basically if you can check this cluster. This cluster is very, very strong in terms of a resistance band, and probability that prices will go one way with very fast momentum is very, very low. Chances are even if it has to go, it will happen like this in bits and pieces. So that is what you need to understand about Nifty futures. In case if this level is not broken, 17,640 or 17,647, then after this consolidation is over, possibility of testing 17,700 or 750, maybe even higher, is possible on Monday or maybe Tuesday or maybe Wednesday. So we'll have to find out how prices are going to react in the market in the next 2 to 3 days. Let's have a look in the Bank Nifty futures. Bank Nifty futures, if you have a look, in comparison to the Nifty futures, the trend is much more stronger. And the reason for that is, if you can see this is the previous high. Nifty futures has just been able to surpass and then it has come down. But if you have a look in Bank Nifty futures, things are little bit different. If you can check, prices are much higher than these two dual moving averages. Plus, if you check, prices have closed much above the previous high. This is the previous high. So the strength is evident in Bank Nifty futures. If you have a look at the candles, basically this is a spinning top. Almost all first 2, 3, all these candles are spinning top. Only this particular candle is a sort of a high wave candle, which clearly shows that Bank Nifty futures are slightly overstretched on the upside. It needs some sort of consolidation, maybe a short-term correction, not a lot, maybe 100 or a couple of 100 points, but not more than that. Once this consolidation comes to an end, once it finds a good ground where it can take a breather and start moving up higher, probability of Bank Nifty futures going higher is much more possible. Okay. Now, if you compare private banking stocks with PSU banking stocks, it is clearly visible that private banking stocks are much more stronger right now. The reason for this is, again, they have been able to surpass the previous high. If same thing I compare the PSU banking chart, it looks much different. This is the previous high and you can see the prices are still trading below that. So in private banking stocks, I would be sharing two stocks. One is HDFC Bank, which I have shared previous week also, and I'll be sharing this once again. So you can see what has happened over here. The trend is up. Everything seems to be fine. And this is the previous resistance band. Prices were getting rejected from this level a lot of time. Now, according to me, 1650 to 1640, this entire band basically is a strong support. In case if we have a dip over here till this level and if consolidates and goes higher, the possibility of a decent swing trade is very, very high in HDFC Bank. So swing traders should keep this particular stock in their list without fail. The second stock from my side is ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank is looking decent. It's not as strong as HDFC Bank, but it's still in an uptrend. It has come down. It's trying to retrace. Possibility, in case if we get ICICI Bank somewhere around this zone and if consolidates. Now, I don't know what is going to happen on Monday because people are saying that the results of ICICI Bank have been pretty good. So in case if it doesn't open much higher, if it consolidates and then starts going higher, again a short-term momentum trade on the upside is possible in this stock. Let's have a look at the PSU banking pack. In PSU banking pack, there is only one stock as of now, according to me, which is Bank of Baroda. Bank of Baroda, it may not be able to surpass this particular high very, very strongly because these three candles are very, very smaller in size. There is no big candle closed above it. But still the state of trend is so strong. Even if you check the weekly time frame chart, the prices are trading above the dual moving averages. So in case if it consolidates, comes down to a support and starts moving higher, again some sort of upside momentum is possible in Bank of Baroda. And Canara Bank and SBI, both of these stocks will require a little bit more strength to come into a positive zone. Metal pack. Metal pack in weekly time frame chart, there is nothing much to say. It's just sideways consolidating. In the daily time frame chart, it has come back to its previous resistance and we can see a hammer, a spinning top and a big red candle. So if it wants to surpass this, it will have to do something like a big green candle, closing above this resistance band. And then if you can see through some follow through buying happening, then there is a decent chance that metal pack could be revived in the next few days. One of the stocks in metal pack which is looking interesting to me is JSW Steel. All other stocks are not looking that positive right now, but JSW Steel is looking pretty decent. So if it consolidates near the level of 690 to 695, it doesn't break this level. And after the consolidation, if it starts going higher, then there is a possibility of a decent short-term momentum trade on the upside. If you have a look in the weekly time frame chart also, again, you will be able to see that the prices are trading above the dual moving averages. So overall state of trend in the medium term time frame and even in the shorter term time frame, both are looking pretty much positive. But if you get all other stocks like Tata Steel, Hindalco, Jindal Steel and Power, these three stocks at least in the positive territory, then probably it could be icing on the cake. Let's have a look at the auto pack. In auto pack, you can see one-way rally and then suddenly a drop, a small drop. In the weekly time frame charts, you can see prices are trading above the dual moving averages. Things are looking pretty okay. And it seems that this previous high is posing as a short-term resistance to the CNX Auto Index. Two stocks I would like to talk about. One is Tata Motors. Tata Motors has gone up with pretty good momentum. Even in the weekly time frame chart, it's looking pretty attractive, but it's a little bit overstretched. If you have a look, the relationship between the price and RSI, you can clearly see that there is some sort of higher high in the price, lower high in RSI. So some sort of consolidation or a profit booking is required over here. And after that consolidation comes to an end, and after that, if we have a rise, it could be a decent candidate for a swing trade. But this entire thing to happen is going to take some time. It could take a week or maybe even more. The second stock from my side is Maruti. After a very, very long time, again, the stock seems to be at a decent level as of now. In the weekly time frame chart, there is nothing much interesting, to be very frank. It is just sideways. But in the daily time frame chart, in case if it holds on to the level of 8530 or 8500, if it doesn't close below this, and if it starts bouncing from here, then there is a possibility of a decent short-term momentum on the upside. IT pack overall is weak, but there is a hammer present over here. You can see this is the previous support. Close below this, probably, obviously, it's going to add something more negativity to this particular index. But it seems that as of now, we are at a support. If the support is not broken, then there is a decent possibility that at least some portion of this gap, at least some portion, if not the entire gap, some portion of this gap could be filled. All right. Finance pack. Finance pack is one of the strongest looking sector as of now. In the weekly time frame charts also, it is trading above the dual moving averages. It has been able to close above the previous high also. And now, according to me, it requires to cool down a little bit. It requires to consolidate. And once this consolidation is over, probability is that the sectoral indices, finance sectoral indices is continuing to go higher. One stock from my side is Bajaj Finance. Bajaj Finance, I guess it needs to close above a certain resistance level according to me. If it closes above 6140, 6130, 6140 with a big green candle, all right, and if it sustains even the next day, there is a decent chance that some upside momentum will be possible in Bajaj Finance. FMCG pack. FMCG pack is also one of the strongest looking sector. You can see prices are moving up confidently in the weekly time frame chart, even in the daily time frame chart. ITC, I had shared my positive view on this stock before a couple of weeks, and you can clearly see that it is trending pretty nicely. This is not the time to buy ITC, but if you have bought ITC, I probably shared somewhere in around these levels. If you are holding ITC, then you can keep holding the stock with trailing stop losses. Now, if you have a look at Hindustan Unilever, it is at crossroads. Yes, I can clearly see that it is consolidating in the weekly time frame chart. In the daily time frame chart also, it has been closing below the dual moving averages, but still I would give little bit space to this stock. Close below 2480 could obviously result into a downside momentum. But till this level is not broken, there is some sort of hope that some bounce back could occur in this stock. But if this particular level is taken with a big red candle, then yes, downside momentum will start in the stock. Consumption pack. Consumption pack, I guess you can see there has been a decent momentum, but the problem is absence of extreme high momentum. Extreme high momentum means if you look at these candles, these are pretty large in size. But if you look at these candles are pretty small. If you want the sector to revive entirely and go up much higher, we will require the rally to happen in this particular sector with pretty much big green candles. Till that thing doesn't happen, I don't think people will get a lot of confidence in this particular sector. Let's have a look at the infra pack. Infra pack is doing okay in the weekly time frame charts. Candles are not that good in the last 2 weeks, but overall setup is pretty fine, nothing problematic. In the daily time frame chart also, things are looking okay. It's trying to just consolidate, go sideways. One stock from my side is L&T. Currently, this stock is looking strong in the weekly time frame chart. It's in an uptrend. In the daily time frame chart, it is consolidating and in a sideways trend, in a flat trend. If the level of 2165 is not broken, if the stock keeps trading above it, and after a consolidation, if there is a breakout, then it could result into a short-term momentum trade on the upside. But again, you will have to time that trade from a shorter term time frame chart. Pharma pack, according to me, if you have a look in the weekly time frame chart, it was just a mere pullback, nothing much than that. And in the daily time frame chart, the trend is up. But according to me, it seems that some sort of overbought levels I can see in the RSI also, and even in the price. So there is a possibility of some cool off happening, some sort of consolidation, some profit booking in the pharma pack is very much possible. Now there are two stocks. One is Dr. Reddy. Dr. Reddy as a stock is looking a little bit overbought as well as overstretched. The strength in the weekly time frame chart is very much evident, but in the daily time frame chart, I think it requires some serious consolidation or even profit booking. So this is not a time to possibly buy. If anyone is holding the stock, you can keep holding the stock with a trailing stop loss. But as soon as your trailing stop loss is hit, be the first one to get out of the stock as soon as possible. All right. Second stock from my side is Sun Pharma. Now, this particular stock is looking very, very different than Dr. Reddy. Although in the strength in the weekly time frame chart is pretty much evident, no doubt about that. It is in an uptrend. It has just come down. It's trying to consolidate. If it doesn't break possibly 973 or 970, and if it starts moving higher, then again you will be able to see some sort of upside momentum happening in this stock. Realty pack. Guess after a long time, there is some sort of profit booking which is visible over here, a very strong sector. Only in the daily time frame chart, not in the weekly time frame chart. In the weekly time frame chart, the trend might be up, but it has just started to, start showing his head up above the moving averages. So I feel some sort of consolidation, some sort of profit booking is possible in the next few days. Not a right time to buy stocks, but yes, keep a watch on this particular sector in your watch list. Stock from my side will be obviously DLF, but again, I'm just keeping a watch on this stock. I'm doing nothing as of now. If this stock comes down further, if it consolidates, and after that, when it starts rising higher, it could probably result into a decent short-term momentum trade on the upside. Mid caps. Mid caps are probably on the verge of giving a breakout. They have been trading above this previous high, but a close has not happened as yet. In the weekly time frame chart, you can see that prices are up. But if you see this particular candle, it has some sort of wick on the upside. So this particular candle is surely providing some resistance. So once this close happens, something like this, and follow through buying happens on the second or the third day, you could probably see mid caps rallying on the upside. So now summing it up all, I guess apart from IT, IT is one sector which is very much negative. One another sector which is metals. In metals also, I would say that a lot of momentum is not visible, but one stock, JSW Steel, is trying to make some difference. So once probably banking, auto, FMCG and realty, all these stocks, the sectors and its stocks, obviously, they start showing some strength. And obviously we have the result which we had today in Reliance Industries. And how does it open and how does it trade on Monday or Tuesday? I don't know. But these large cap stocks, if they give some push to Nifty futures, then probably we could head higher, maybe 70 to 100 points or maybe a little bit more than that in the next few days. All right. Although a close below 17,600 could lead towards 17,550 and even 17,500. All right. So I hope this educational video will help you to understand how markets will move in the next week and maybe after that few days also. Thank you and trade well.